Hey, what's going on YouTube? Hope you're all having an amazing day. Today's video is all about merch design, and I'm going to show you how to create a piece that would fit so well on a t-shirt, a hoodie, or any other piece actually. So without any further ado, let's get to it. So first things first, let me show you my document size is, as always, 3000 by 3000, 7500, and with a 300 dpi. So first things I'm gonna add is an image I created with Midjourney AI. It's a skeleton wearing a gold crown, and I'm just gonna use object selection tool here to select everything. It did an amazing job, but I believe I just auto selected it will be better. That's awesome. And I'm just gonna do this area. I wanna bring it back, so I will just select my mask easily, and simply I will go to my brush with the color of white. I will just paint all over that area. Perfect. So after that, I'm just gonna position it in the middle, and I'm going to add my next asset here. That is a chrome shape that I got. Put it there, get a little bit bigger, and put it in behind of my subject, and I'm just gonna position them right for the compositing. So one thing, as always, that you can do is that you can just bring up a black and white adjustment layer from down here, or you can just simply go to the layer, new adjustment layer, and black and white. That way you would just focus on the compositing and you wouldn't care about all the colors and stuff. So you can do that too also. So let's just continue that way. So basically I came up with something like this. I position it on top and the skeleton on back. So let me just skull here. And now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to select my skull by hitting command and just selecting my mask, and then go to the chrome shape and hit the mask button here, and as you can see it is masking my skeleton, but I'm just going to hit command I to invert that. So now we have our skeleton on top of the chrome shape. The reason is that I'm going to give it more of a three-dimensional look here, and now I'm just going to bring up my brush with a hardness of 0 and just, I believe that is good. And then I'm going to select my skull, hit command L to bring up the levels, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of a contrast to the image, so that is perfect. And then again, I'm going to work around on these areas. This one is cool now. I'm just going to add my second image. That is another chrome shade. I'm going to put it in the back, far back, because it is easy here, and bigger. So I believe that is good for now. So after this, what I'm going to add is a lightning bolt. So I have this lightning bolt pack, and I'm going to add a couple of different lightning bolts around his neck. So I'm just going to this one, little, bring it on top, something like this maybe. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go to the image adjustment and hue saturation and change the hue, and I want it to be like this blue. That is so sick. So as you can see, I'm just going to keep adding these lightning bolts, but if you see my original document here, this is what I came up with. If I just delete all the other aspects of the design, so something like this, these are all the lightning bolts, and I'm going to add these that I had here to my main document because I want it to look like the main image that I showed you at the beginning. So I'm just gonna add these, all these lightning bolts, and I'm just gonna position it in a good spot. So now we have something like this, and now I'm just going to select all the lightning bolts here and group them together, say bolts. And now for the background, I have this facility image, like the wires and everything. I'm just gonna put it down here on far back, and I'm just gonna keep it like this, you know, and another one here, flip horizontal like so. And in this step I usually go for the effect before adding any other elements, because it will give you a better idea of the whole composition and whether you need to add or subtract some elements. So I'm just gonna open up my retrograde, and retrograde is my latest Photoshop asset that can turn any image into a retro dark grunge vibe effect. You can get retrograde from my Patreon page. The link is in the description, so make sure to check that out. So just gonna open that, and you're gonna be spoiled here that how our design is going to look. So here is my retrograde. So if I just, you know, delete everything here, and also the bolts, we have nothing here. So simply I'm just going to copy all of these and just gonna paste them below my effect here. Or one more thing that I can do is that I can just simply copy my retrograde effect here and paste it here. And also I have to put it on top and change my background here to black. So now we have it. And for this one I'm just going to turn off the colors because I don't want any gradient map on it now. And this is our effect here. I'm just gonna delete this black and white. And now as you can see, this is off the look here. So I'm just gonna choose the facility, bring up my brush, a soft brush with the opacity of 20. I'm just gonna, you know, work around the black areas, something like that. And also for the copy version that we got here, I'm just gonna delete that also. So as you can see, we are now having a very cool effect here. I'm just gonna make them a little bit smaller and bring them down. And also on this chrome shape, I'm just going to, you know, delete this part of the image, and I'm just gonna keep that one. So this is actually cool. And now I'm going to add my typography. So I'm just gonna select all of these background elements, Command G, and say main composition maybe, and put the lightning bolts in it. And I'm just gonna open that up, and now I'm going to add my typography. I'm going to write text with this cool font that I got. I'm just going to type shock, and I'm going to bring it out a little bit, you know, to see how it looks. Just make it the space between C and K, and I'm going to position it, you know, in the middle of everything. And I'm going to make my image a little bit smaller. Okay, and now that we have everything, I'm just going to double click on my text. And this is why I say I'm going to add the effects now before adding text and other stuff, because it will give you a better idea of what your text and all the design will look like, you know. First things first, I'm going to add bevel and emboss. So as you can see, a little bit of a difference here. So just a bevel, cool bevel here, and I'm just going to change the opacity of our shadow. And after that, I'm going to add a little bit of a stroke with a size of 2 and a color of gray to add a little more of a detail to the edges, and a satin with all these settings that you can just copy mine. For this text, it will looks better, you know, to just keep them as low number as possible. And after that, I'm going to drop a shadow. So I don't know if you see that or not. I'm just going to drop a shadow the size of 1 and come out a little bit, you know. This is cool. So without retrograde, as you can see, you're having kind of a silver look, but I'm just gonna bring down that drop shadow there to around 5 and open up my setting and just, you know, bring the setting a little bit up, you know, something like that. And then bring out my retrograde. Something is off here with the texture, and I believe it's this one. Position it right. And after that, I'm just going to bring my text to the bottom, so that looks cool. select everything, you know, and position it in the middle. Perfect. And for the skull itself, it has so many, you know, yellow areas here that I don't like. I'm just going to the image, adjustment, hue, saturation, and I'm just going to bring down the saturation of the skull to around here. And one other thing that I added was this text here, so let me just bring it down here so you guys can see. This humanity got destroyed, and if I just turn this off, you can see it is also having this nice metallic effect on it. So this is layer style that you can copy. Again, a bevel and emboss, satin, and a shadow here. And I'm just going to position it on top of my image around here. And below that, I'm just going to add a black rectangle, and I'm going to select both of these two, come up here, you know, come up here, align them in the middle. So this looks nice. I'm just gonna bring it above the lightning bolts, and I'm just going to, boom, bring up my retrograde. Now, the good thing about this retrograde is that when you zoom in, you can see so many dark areas around here. So as you can see, so many dark areas that is, you know, making our design breathable. And by breathable, I mean when you print this on a t-shirt, it has so many breathable areas that allow your fabric, you know, to breathe and not to have that, you know, sticky type of print on the top or the back of your t-shirt. So this is why this tool is so powerful for print designs, you know, merch designs. And I'm going to show you how it will look on a hoodie or a t-shirt here. Okay, I just opened up a mockup, and here I can just simply hit Command Shift Option E on top of everything to create a merged layer. One thing that you can do, you know, you can post this on Instagram and everything. One thing you can do is that you can just simply go to the textures and you can mask everything, you know, on the texture layer so that only your design is affecting by the textures. Or you can just, you know, simply turn off this texture one here because it's mostly, you know, affecting the background. So you can do this also. So let me show you the difference. So this one and this one, you know, just one of the textures is off on the layer 2, and I'm just gonna select both of them and put them here, make it small. Okay, so now let me show you how it looks. So the first one is actually with the texture on the background. You can just simply paste it, you know. On this t-shirt it's looking cool, but if you want to make it even cooler, you can just simply double click on it. So as you can see, it is affecting some of the parts on top of the t-shirt, and by holding Option or Alt, you can just, you know, drag this around here. So as you can see, that area is just disappearing, you know, and you're actually good to go. Also for the layer 2, the second one without the background, as you can see here, the frame is visible. Again, double click on it, hold Option, and just drag this here to around the number of 70. But as you can see, you're still looking at some of the parts visible. So now you can just drag this a little bit to around 20, and boom, you're good to go. So that's it with today's tutorial, guys. If you liked it, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.